Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? We got some talking to do, okay? Um, First, this email came in from a community member and she said, your video on digging deeper gave me more info that I knew. I did save some info myself while watching it. It puts pieces together. It was awesome information. I needed to know. I have been so stressed with some awful things here, but more later. But please pray for me and my cats. One outside, one is missing. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. She said, I'm hoping he comes back. Anything could have happened. I would have them inside, but space, etc., prevents it. I want to have a patio space for them. I have a crazy neighbor. I am doing self-defense measures. What is going on? What do you mean you have a crazy neighbor that now you have to take self-defense classes because of it? She said, I attended self-defense seminar. All the red flags are waving in the breeze, if you know what I mean. Everything is being documented. I ordered another camera. What I got on the old one is disturbing. It does not do as good as the one I have ordered. It can be put inside as well to prevent vandalism. We are in a spiritual warfare. All of us who know God, He is our protector and is never leaving us. I'm so sorry your Christmas stuff got stolen last year. Yeah, well, you know, it's like nothing is safe anymore. You know what I mean? If it's not in the house, it's not safe. You know what I mean? So we just did the inside, you know, but you know what? At least this way, look at it this way. At least this way, you can actually sit in here and appreciate it, you know, because how much time do you spend outside and sit there and go, it's really pretty. Let's just spend the day and the night out here looking at the lights. You know what I mean? To decorate outside, that's for people to enjoy when they're driving by your house. I don't care about what other people think. You know what I mean? So she said, I understand decorating inside for your family. I also understand the lack of enthusiasm. Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just not there anymore. And it's not because of age or anything like that. It's just not there. I don't know. But like I said, we decorated because of the grandkids, you know. And she said, we can't let the evil in our world remove our joy. So we just adjust, trust, and praise God for our greatest gift, which is salvation. I love you. Big hugs. I love you too, sweetheart. Yeah, I agree. There is a lot of evil and darkness, and we can only pray to God that things start to turn around starting in January, you know, and but from the things that I see, okay, not just online, everywhere, you know, it's almost like we're living in an alternate reality, you know, or like my son likes to say, a simulation. Because he even said, Mom, it just doesn't seem real. And I said, yeah, I know, because it doesn't seem real at all, you know. It's almost like, you know, you just don't know what the hell's going to happen next, what's around the corner, you know. And you got to remember, Andrew drives for FedEx, and now my daughter-in-law, she drives for FedEx, and you know, I have the grandkids now, you know, when they, you know, work and stuff, and but you know, I put up that short video for you guys, you know, with Evie, and you know, it's like that's my joy right there. That's my oxygen right there. Is, you know, is the 5-month-old, and then I have the 10-year-old and the 9-year-old, and you know, and stuff like that. And that's my joy right there. That's the light. That's my light right there, you know. There's those 3 little human beings. So here are some videos for you to enjoy before we get to the other stuff, okay?
People are asking what this cage of tin foil and metal is all about that's around me. It's a Faraday cage. A Faraday cage is a cage which emits no signal, and no signal can enter. And you can see here, it's all around, including the floor, all metal, and the ceiling. Why am I doing this? Why am I going to this trouble? Oh, in addition to the Faraday cage, we have an 8-channel scrambler, which you can see here, I hope, which prevents any signal from getting into this room or leaving this room, just in case the Faraday cage fails. Why am I doing this? Because I am an escaped slave, a slave to the system that escaped, and I have a loud voice. You think you're not slaves, but you are. The 9-to-5 existence of your current lives is structured by the American industrial corporate complex, complicit with our government. You need to free yourselves from this, not as me. You don't have to go out and risk yourself by speaking out loudly, but free yourselves. This is not what life is. This is not what life is. Life is a great mystery, a glorious, unbelievably mysterious, beautiful existence if you are free from those who control you, provide you with propaganda, lie to you, deceive you. Everyone is looking for this escaped slave. I will not be found, and I will continue to speak. Thank you for listening.
So this is article. Norwegian Cruise Lines just canceled around 5 months of cruises on 3 separate ships. So the cruise line said the reasoning was because of fleet redeployment. Not making sense. They went on to say occasionally scheduled itineraries may need to be canceled, allowing us the opportunity to introduce enhanced voyages that accommodate strong guest demand and provide a more immersive experience. How about we take a look at where these boats were going? So the first one, Norwegian Jewel, was supposed to go to the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Canceled. Now this one I found interesting. For the Norwegian Star, cancellations include the ship's full season in South America and Antarctica. As for the Norwegian Dawn, that cruise was set to go around Africa and then Asia, and then visit ports in Southeast Asia, Indian Ocean, Middle East, and more. Are you guys getting the picture yet? So if you didn't already know, Norwegian Cruises are one of the only cruises that does international cruises. Carnival, Disney, they don't do that. They stay within the Caribbean. What's going on right now, people? Are some big-time countries not getting along? And maybe they don't want people out in international waters because of some conflicts that are happening right now? I mean, this is all alleged. What do I know? But I mean, connect the dots, people. This is making me a little uneasy.
If this doesn't freak you out, there's something wrong with you. In 2009, there was a computer program created. It scoured the internet and took information from all over the world. It compiled that information and it used it to predict the future. You may be thinking what I was thinking, which is do better. But wait, hold on, listen to this. The program predicted that Joe Rogan would interview Donald Trump. And remember, in 2009, that was well before Joe Rogan had a podcast. And Trump, he wasn't even president for the first time yet. Now, that's not even the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. It also predicted that 39 days after that interview, there would be a massive firefight in our skies between, get this, between UFOs, the military, and other UFOs, all fighting each other. Now, before you laugh again, know this. That interview between Rogan and Trump just happened 28 days ago. So in 11 days, we're going to find out if the other part of the prediction that was made 15 years ago comes true.
Okay, so here's something that's really, really, really interesting. Okay. Um, what was that? Ugh. Being owned by cats. Moving on. I have some information on what FEMA is doing, and it's disgusting, to say the least. Okay. Florida. Okay. Charlotte County, Florida. Charlotte County Code Enforcement was cited. And because there's FEMA trailers. And they're not really trailers, they're like campers, RVs. Okay, I'll just say that. Fifth wheels, all right. On the Punta Gorda Airport property. And they're going to possibly be there until January. Now, in late May, 2 properties that were owned by the Punta Gorda Airport were cited for junk while storing disaster relief RVs that were brought there after Hurricane Ian. Now, keep in mind, Hurricane Ian was how long ago? And these RVs, campers, whatever, have been sitting there ever since. One property, which is located on Cheney Way, and that's Cheney, is leased to FEMA by the airport. Code enforcement wanted the trailers stored on that property to be removed within 30 days. Well, Charlotte County, they came in and said that they told Punta Gorda community correspondent Alex whatever. They said that the citation against the property would likely be dropped, and FEMA has until the end of the year to remove these trailers. Well, guess what? The campers are still on the property. Why have they not been given to the victims of Hurricane Helene and Milton? They've literally got hundreds of these things. Hundreds, okay? And there's not a darn thing wrong with them, okay? And like I said, there are RVs, there's campers, and there's fifth wheels. Load them up onto tractor 18-wheelers, load them up, and bring them to North Carolina. Since you were so beside yourself that the Amish came in and built tiny homes for the victims of Helene, that you had to kick them out of these tiny homes and force these people to live in tents while there is right now, there's snow on the ground. Okay? Priorities, ma'am. Get over yourself. Okay?
Can you guess what that is? That's FEMA Campers that is sitting down in Florida that they have not signed off on anybody to use after Milton and Helene. There are reportedly about 1,000 of them. And according to other sources, they just kind of hang out there to the point that sometimes grass grows up past them because they're never handed out. They're literally everywhere. Like acres of these campers. So it's not that they don't have money. They just don't want to hand them out. Your taxpayer dollars paid for these. And we need to make sure that they are used for what they're intended to be used for. Because this is kind of crazy.
Now here's a video for you. This is a video, it looks like, and I'm just judging by the hairstyles and the clothes. I'm going to say late 80s, early 90s, okay? And it's about harp. So take a listen and tell me what you think.
To ask a couple questions here about HARP, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. Several of you at the table have a little bit of a piece here. As you know, this is located up in Alaska. It's currently funded by the Air Force Research Lab. It was formerly funded by the Office of Naval Research. One of the prime customers is DARPA, which is currently running experiments at the facilities here. Then to Dr. Walker and Mr. Schaefer, then, Dr. Walker, your agency is currently running the facility. I've mentioned that it's our understanding through the president of UAF that the plans are to move forward and demolish the facility this summer. So the question to you is that accurate? Can you explain why? And then perhaps to both you and Mr. Schaefer, is there any benefit in exploring a potential relationship with the University of Alaska to perhaps take over the HARP?
Yeah, thank you, Senator. The Air Force has gotten great value out of HARP in the past. We took over from the Navy and managed it and actually did a number of experiment campaigns up there and have finished our work that we're interested in doing up there. We've moving on to other ways of managing the ionosphere, which the HARP was really designed to do, was to inject energy into the ionosphere, be able to actually control it. And but that work has been completed.
Mr. Yes. Butcher, another question on the in an interview with the Los Angeles Times on April 21st, you said that you told the Associated Press that the American government has created weather tampering techniques so that the New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans and to control the rest. Would you explain what you were trying to say?
Well, what I was trying to say is exactly what I said. There is weather control techniques. We have a complete package on that, which I did not bring, but I certainly will see to it that it is brought in for the record. Number one, the entire patents on the equipment. Number two, Senator Claiborne Pell's complete statement and story of his own that not only does it exist, but that we even utilized it as far back as the Vietnam War. You might want to touch base with Senator Pell.
I just want to repeat before I turn to
questions. Yes, but we do have all that information.
You're saying the government has created weather tampering techniques so that the, quote, New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans.
Worldwide.
Millions of Americans, and to control the rest.
Yes, sir, and that's my belief. As bizarre as that sounds, if somebody had told me that equipment even existed 10 years ago, I would have thought they were nuts, sir. And at this point in time, we have all the documents to prove it. And if you think that 85 tornadoes takes place in the middle of our growing area by simultaneous accident, I'm sorry. With the equipment that's already set up internationally, and as bizarre as that is, it is proven and documented. We will supply you with those documents. As bizarre as that is, I would say that weather wars, and this is quoting actually Senator Claiborne Pell himself, that they are the greatest weapon ever created in the world, and that's the senator's own statement. So yes, I do stand on that.
And before I go, take a look at these pictures that were sent in by a community member. They're amazing. She said, this is what our mayor brought to us. We have apples, pears, strawberries, herbs, steak fries, hash browns, and potatoes. We freeze them, we dehydrate them, we make pies with them, and anything else we can think of to do with them. God bless you. God bless the Good Samaritans. That's really awesome. I am so thankful that your mayor is doing this for you. This is really awesome. I love it. I absolutely love it that your mayor is doing this. What an amazing man. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless. Ciao.